So the first thing you want to do is to trace your star, and I've done a sneaky one over here. I've traced it and now I'm just going to cut them out. I'm going to cut them all out at the same time. If you've got really thick cardboard, you might have to do this one at a time. You wouldn't want to do this with really thick cardboard though, because you've got to bend it. A cereal box might be about the thickest I would go. This paper is reasonably thick. And once again, you wouldn't want to go too thin, otherwise it will be a bit floppy. Now I'm not going to draw all of the lines that are on here onto here, but I will use that as a reference, so I'm just going to have that up there. I'll show you one and how I do it. So just using my template there, go from this corner up to the tip. Just open these scissors. You can use anything to scratch a score line. So there's that one there. You don't have to push very hard, you're just giving it a little bit of a mark. And then this one goes to this corner here. It's good to get nicely lined up with the point at the top. And then this last little flap here, those funny little angles is the flap, and then just down here to do your tabs. Okay, so these are the last couple here. So it's important to just do a little snip at the bottom where we had our tabs that are joining, and it's also really important to just fold them all the same way, so you've got your tabs going the right way and your angles are all going to match up. So because we've done that scoring on the paper, it's really easy and nice straight lines. So there's that one and this one here. Just make sure it's nice and flat, nice creases, especially up by the point. And then the last two little tabs there and there. Now what we have to do is start gluing them together. So that's how it was on the pattern, and there's our big long tab, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of glue, and you'll see here that I've changed my glue from the glue stick to some PVA. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on. We don't need it runny. But I found that the glue stick just wasn't sticking very well, and then we just fold it over so that tab goes under the other little triangle. Now we just need to squeeze it down to make sure it's glued in the right place, but also we need to make sure that we're not gluing it shut on the inside. And I'm just going to get my scissors in there because I can see there's a little bit that's just not sticking down on the inside. Here we go. And once again, just give it a little push down. Oh, where did that come from? And then open it so it's not sticking. Cool, so that's one. And two. Lining it up nicely. Squishing it down, it's getting nicely attached. Cool. Once again, open it up, make sure it's all joined together. You still see a little bit sticking up on the inside. Cool. So those two can dry a little bit more, and I'll show you how to stick them all together. So we've got 5 of these all glued together like that. So to glue them together, flatten it out so you've got your 2 tabs next to each other like that. Put a little bit of glue on each tab each side. I'm going to give it a little bit of a smear out. Okay, and you'll see here I've joined two together already. So we're going to put this together where there is no tabs. So if you look here, you'll see that there's the tabs on this one. We'll need that to finish it off, and this one here doesn't have tabs, so we'll just slide that inside it and line it up and push down. Now the reason we don't want to put too much glue on is because we don't want it to squirt out and then glue it together on the inside while we're flattening it out like this. And because I'm using white, it's really good to have clean hands. And then just check on the inside to make sure that there is nothing stuck together. So just pushing it out a little bit. You can see that's starting to take shape now. It's 3. So do that again for the 4th one. Just a little bit of glue. This is just PVA. And just using a little bit just so it's sticking and not runny. So this side here does not have any tabs, so that's the side I am going to stick this into. And I'll line that up again. You'll see that the fold is there, and just line it up with that fold. That's that side sorted. Let's just check the other side to see that's all in there too. Yep, good. Okay. Now I discovered that the last one is the tricky one. See how it's sort of a little bit stuck together now on the inside, so I will just unstick that. I'm going to wait for this to dry just a little bit because when I get in there I don't want to rip it apart. Okay, so I think that's dry enough for us to work on. Now I just gave this little trim up. I noticed that this tab here was coming into the middle, past the middle of the star point, and same over this side here, and I can just see this one here is also coming over, so I'm just going to put a little trim. Now this is a tricky one because we've got to try and get that bit there covered and then these tabs on the inside of here. So I'm just going to do a dry fit, which is doing it without any glue, just to see if there's anything that I need to trim first. Now what I'm going to do is just do one side at a time. So I've got this one all lined up, so I'm going to glue that, and then as it's dry I can then open it up and glue the other side. Cool. So that one side done. Let's just double check over here to see that that's looking good too. Yep. So with my pushing down, it's sort of glued itself together, so I can try and just pop it open like that, make sure it's, yep, great. And now what I'm going to do is put the glue on this side. Just remember we're only putting a little bit of glue on. I'm just going to smear it out. So it's going right to the edges. And you're going to have good coverage. Okay, so then that just slips. Working on both sides. Get that tab on the inside, and then that tab on the inside. There we go. And then I'm just going to try and bring it together. This is why we need to sort of wait for the glue to dry a little bit on the others, because it's coming out at a bit of a curve, lifting that all up. And give it a nice rub down, get it well stuck. And then what we don't want it to do is to glue itself together. So we're just going to give it a little pop it there and come apart again. Okay, a little bit longer on those two new joints. Cool. So once those dry, you will end up with a style like this.